Alright guys, so right here I decided to take a little trip to my local Dollar Tree. And guess what I saw? These really cool looking pork loin riblets. They are mesquite barbecue flavor and they are 6-ounce size. So for $1, 6 ounces, not too terrible. Does come out to be a little over $2 a pound, but not too bad. Looking at the ingredients here, I don't see anything particularly bad. Even the sodium content is not astronomical. It's only an 8% daily value of sodium with a 3% solution of water added, which is fairly low for a normal piece of meat. Oftentimes, you see pieces of meat that have up to 25% solution added. And now we're going to get ready to bake him at 325 for 60 minutes. The instructions do say to bake up to an hour and a half, although I feel that it's just too long for such a thin piece of meat. As I slide out my first sample here, you could tell it's fairly thin. These are pretty good smelling pork rib. Honestly, they are coated in a very nice scented mesquite barbecue flavored sauce, and not a lot of water came out of the package, as you could tell. These seem to be fairly minimally processed, although of course I'm not a food scientist, but these are an actual piece of meat with the bone in. And what I'm doing here is I'm going to take basically 3 containers. So this whole serving is going to cost me $3. Now, of course, I'm not going to eat it all at one time. I would never recommend that. But just to check the consistency of dollar store food, we're going to open up 3. And we're basically going to test them all out to make sure they're consistent and they bake well throughout. So an hour has passed and time to take the ribs out of the oven. As I open it up, I can see right away, and something I'm actually very happy about, that there's a really small amount of water or any kind of fat that's dripped out of these. I generally don't eat a lot of pork ribs only because they're very fatty, and I just don't like that. But these are thin, they're nice. You could tell that they resemble exactly kind of like relatively professionally made rib that you can get at, let's say, an Applebee's or a Friday's, something you would expect at a restaurant. Alright, so let's put some Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce on them, and we're going to put them back in the oven for a little bit of time, maybe 5 to 10 minutes, depending on what level of caramelization you like on them. And let's see what they look like when they're out. Okay, so this is the final product, and I gotta say they look fantastic. As I flip them over, they got really good looking kind of marks on them. Nothing's burned, and I really like the fact that you could see some of the bone sticking out of here on the right as I try to kind of put my fork through it, but apparently I hit a piece of the riblet. And they're really tender. The smell is just fantastic, and honestly, based on whether they taste great, this would be a fantastic buy in my opinion. And I'll tell you this right now, obviously I did eat them, and they're fantastic. I will be buying these again. They're definitely worth it. In terms of serving, not a huge, largest serving, but I would say that 2 of these containers, 2 packages for $2, and you would be extremely full. Right here, just a picture of the plate that I had. So you have some buckwheat, you have some kind of sauerkraut, cabbage, and onion, and basically exactly 1 serving of the riblets. Very filling, pretty good healthy food. You have a lot of fiber, you have protein, and you have some vegetables to digest the food with. But there it is, guys. Thanks so much for watching. If you have any questions about anything, please let me know down in the comments below.